Hey, we want to welcome everybody in. Patrick is hanging out probably in the, what is it, like 80 degrees down in this Utah area right now? Nice and summery.
Been sunny, but it's been cold. I'll tell you what. I think we hit a high of 32 today, 40 maybe. You know.
I, I thought you were looking a little tan. Looked like you got some sun.
Yeah, I got the bronze going on. Yeah.
Is that what it is? The
Yeah.
bronze?
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. We did run into each other in beautiful Twin Falls, Idaho a couple weekends ago. Had the final 2025 awards banquet. That seemed to go pretty good. Friends at Idaho Pizza Company helping us out.
Yeah, the Idaho Pizza Company put on a good venue for us. They had everything ready to rock and roll so we could just kind of move in. And thanks to you setting up everything, had TVs rocking, sound and microphones. And man, they gave away the folks from the track just were throwing prizes out left and right to everybody. And seemed like, so many folks were going away with something. So whether it was a trophy or a plaque or a prize, everybody was just having a good time.
Yep. And that just rolls us right in. We do this coming week, not this weekend, a week from Friday, at the Wahoo's Event Center here in Meridian. We have the Speed Tour mods, Speed Tour sprint cars, legends, and bandos banquet for them. So that's coming up. That's the final one. Just a busy year, all kinds of different things going on in different parts of the country. So Colton and Brent and Adam and the crew have just tried to sneak them in where we can get them. So one more event to honor our champions here in southern Idaho, and then we're going to start talking car show, test and tune, green flag. That's where we're at.
I'm here for it, man. I'm ready. Me and my family, we're getting through our winter cold. We decided to go ahead and take care of this right now to not inconvenience anything race season wise. So we'll be ready to go.
Okay, you're going to be there because it's going to be here before we know it.
Yeah, I need it, man.
Yeah, we all do. I know. I was in the office today. Today was like the first day in the office where all of a sudden people were coming in, and I even had somebody call and say, "Hey, I need to rent the racetrack on a Friday night before we go racing." So we haven't even gotten snow here yet.
It wasn't a Palmer, was it?
It was not. It was one of those. Just one of those Utah guys. You know how they are.
John Waters?
No, another one. Got a young kid, had a great year, raced down there around with you at Magic Valley Meridian.
A Utah guy.
Mr.
Young
Lutmer.
kid.
Mr. Lutmer.
Lutmer. Oh, okay. Yeah.
They're ready to get on the track in April and get racing too. So
are they throwing a wing on it though?
I don't know.
All right, we're gonna have to get those guys back on the show. We gotta talk to them before the season starts.
100%. So yeah, we had Brady Ransom on 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Took last week off just to kind of get through Chili Bowl stuff because it was a week-long event. Brady representing the great state of Idaho. We had a good group of guys from the Northwest. We're gonna have a guest on tonight that I'm jealous of him, but we'll bring him on anyway. He had a chance to go down to the Chili Bowl. We'll talk to him, and he had a lot of opportunities to interview these drivers and see that cool event firsthand. So hang on. See, we're getting bad YouTube comments again. I got to figure out how to fix that.
Oh, no.
Anyway, but we do want you guys to join in as we get Andrew on here and we chat a little bit about Chili Bowl. And you can jump in just like Robert Parker off of YouTube. He's on there watching. Facebook watcher Russell Hills.
What's up, Russell?
I didn't get the negative ones erased before Robert saw them. So yeah, that was kind of random, Robert.
Yeah.
Hey, you're cleaner than they were 2 weeks ago. I gotta get with you. Yeah, we see how we got attacked on YouTube there. But speaking of YouTube, Patrick, we need not only people to watch us on YouTube, we need people to subscribe to our channel. We're kind of at a lull. We get lots of views, but not a lot of subscribers. What do we need to do? Do we need to wear like bikinis or something?
So I'll throw one on if I have to, if it comes to that. We'd rather you guys just go ahead and subscribe, tell your friends too. Even if you're going to watch on Facebook or something, we just need that subscriber count to go up. So help us out. Go to the YouTube page, click subscribe.
Yeah. So, and definitely throw some comments in here as we work through work through the show here on it's cold here too, and I'm sure when we talk to Andrew, he's up north. I'm sure they've got some cold weather, but there was some hot racing, and one of our drivers. Hang on, I'm going to disappear here for a second. One of our drivers from the Treasure Valley area had the chance to go check off a bucket list item, the Chili Bowl. Patrick, did you get to watch any of it? Or were you guys down sick the whole time?
Down and out. We just tried to, I'd get on my phone when I could, and I was trying to follow some videos that way, but I didn't really get to watch entire segments. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, here's somebody that's staying warm, has the same last name as me in Florida. That's my son. I'm sure it's not 32 degrees down there, but I wished it was just to rub it in his face. But try t-shirt and shorts. So Rock's in Florida. We're in Idaho. So cool part about tonight, we usually have like a race car driver or a track promoter or somebody. Tonight we get another guy that knows exactly the passion for what we do. We're going to bring Andrew on. He's done some announcing. He's done a little bit of everything, and he had an opportunity to go to the 2026 Chili Bowl. Andrew, welcome in. Andrew and I were going to try to touch base, but it's crazy down there, isn't it, last week when you guys were running around?
Yeah, it was a very long week. A hell of a lot of fun down in Tulsa, taking everything in and doing all the stuff that I was involved with here, which was only a small part of everything that was going on. But yeah, it was a long week there, but it was a lot of fun. This was the fourth straight year that I've gone to the event there, and our colleague Sean Holbert, who you met at Warpa Brent at the announcers room gathering, he helped set the whole trip up there. Our buddy Nathan Prince, who does a lot of video work at various tracks here, a lot of Skagit Speedway this past season here. He was our traveling partner and drove us around all weekend there. Nathan, thank you for being our chauffeur all week. But we got to hang out with Caleb Hart some as well. But of course, didn't get to see him too much here because he's doing flow racing again for the Chili Bowl there in the Tulsa Shootout there. He was in Tulsa for 3 weeks here, but a lot of people from all over the country there from that event there. People I knew from Wisconsin and Illinois, California, Oklahoma, everywhere there. It was one of the cool events. You have people from all over the place there. Iowa, people from the Sprint Car Hall of Fame who I know. I'm involved with the Hall of Fame as one of the voters there. But so this is just a neat event there. But yeah, it's a lot of racing. It's a lot of people, especially at the end of the week there, and a lot of good times, a lot of absolutely fantastic racing. And if you're there for the whole week, like I was here and a lot of others were there, we flew in on Saturday. We were there for practice Sunday, and then all 6 nights of racing the entire day on Saturday there. You're a little wiped out at the end there, and some of us are dealing with the Chili Bowl flu, as they call it there. I didn't get it too bad this year. I was smart and got outside on occasion for a little fresh air there, but I learned my lesson from a couple of years ago when I was not doing well for a few days after I got home. But it is such a cool event there, and I don't know if either of you have ever gone there, but for any real race fan, I know you guys do a lot of asphalt stuff here, but even if you're doing a lot of late model racing on the asphalt or whatever, they're not in the dirt world much. It's a bucket list event. If you ever get a chance to go, even if it's just the last few nights, go check it out. It is such a cool event, a lot of fun. A lot of cars also. We had 387 midgets show up this year, Chili Bowl record. The record was 381 here. And yeah, it's a lot, but it's a lot of fun.
So the Chili Bowl flu looks like one of our guys that we'll chat about here in a little bit. Sounds like Brady and Joe. They're staying up on that Dayquil as they made their way back to the great state of Idaho. So Brady's got that. First, though, before we get to Brady and some of our Northwest guys, I mean, you've got. I know that you've got some special races, and there was some money and some prizes. And tell us a little bit about your involvement in that stuff down there, and then just that whole experience.
Brady, I got to meet the young man and his dad on Sunday at the practice there. And Brady had to fly home and go do school for a few days here before flying back down for his qualifying night on Thursday. It was here, but very nice kid there. parents are doing a good job with him there. It seems like a really nice family here. But yeah, Brady was one of the drivers who was eligible for the Shayna Barnes Award. This was the year 4 for that award here. Shayna was a friend of mine and friend to many people, uh, a lot of people in the dirt sprint car and midget scene around the Northwest here. And she sadly passed away from cancer a few years back. And with permission from her family there, I put her name on the Northwest bonus here. I did the first bonus in 2023. Chance Crum won it there. I was wanting to put Shana's name on it then, but she had just passed away literally like maybe a month before that, and I was worried about it too soon. But I asked her father Randy for his permission to put Shayna's name on it and make it the Shayna Barnes Award for top Northwest driver and make it retroactive to 23. Like I didn't want to take away from Chance's accomplishment. He and his wife Julie said yes, we would love that. And so this was the 4th year of that. Drivers listed from Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, and British Columbia would be eligible for it there. It's okay to be living elsewhere, chasing your racing career, as long as you carry the flag of your home state. There's a few guys from Washington who are living out east now, but they still carry the flag there. They represent there. So yes, they are eligible here. And yeah, this year we had 8 different drivers here. Unfortunately, no one from Oregon this year, but for the first time in a few years, we had someone from Idaho racing here. And young Brady Ransom here, when I saw his name pop up here, I was like, who is that? I know I'm a dirt guy here, so I researched. And, oh yeah, he's accomplished midget racer on the asphalt here. I saw he was Meridian Speedway track champion this year and won some 4 races, I think it was, at Magic Valley Speedway, place I got to visit about 8 years back now, I think it was here. So like, oh, keep an eye on this kid here. I know this was his first time racing on dirt in an open midget here, but I talked with him. I interviewed all 8 of the Northwest drivers for Sean Holbert's Sean on the Dirt podcast on the Sunday practice here, and kid was very well spoken here. Brady was very well spoken here, and he knew that this event here, he appreciated what he was in for here. He saw the building there. You could see the awe in his face there, just to how big the operation is. Just being in the pit area there, all the haulers and everything, it's that squeezed inside that building. And like I was saying to you messages earlier, Brent, there, I was very impressed with him with how he was handling it. But I think he knew they're like, even if you're a really talented racer at this event, you're kind of feeding yourself to the wolves here with all the competition and everything here. But I watched his practice sessions, and I saw he was getting his feeling out there. It's he's used to keeping it glued on the asphalt here. Dirt, you're sliding around, and and then he had to fly home for school there for a few days there. But he flew back down Wednesday night, and he raced on Thursday. And unfortunately, he ended up having mechanical issues with the car there. And Garland Risner, who's had cars here at the Chili Bowl the last few years as a car owner, outstanding guy there. He took full responsibility for it. He said that was on him here. I didn't give him the best car that he should have had there. But Brady, despite not having power steering here, he held his own out there. Well, despite there. So and then of course he struggled there because of the car issues, and it's also just new experience for him there. So he was buried deep on Saturday. They were racing in the morning there, but he was holding his own out there. And I was like, I told him here, like I told him before he went out on the track on Thursday, like no matter what, we're really proud of you. Like everyone's really proud of you for even doing this. And it's like, hey, don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just go out there, learn, and most of all, enjoy it, have fun here. And he looked like he had an absolute blast out there. And like I said, he had the car working for him on Saturday, and he was holding his own out there. It was one of the early races on Saturday morning there, but I was impressed with the kid, and I really hope that Brady gets another opportunity next year. And Garland Risner, hell of a nice guy also, the owner of the number 21R car that Brady drove here. And he had a couple good teammates also, and AJ Johnson from Iowa, experienced sprint car racer, and another friend of mine from North Dakota, Miles Tomlinson here, does a lot of wingless sprint car racing out there in North Dakota, runs the Western Renegade wingless sprint cars. I met him almost 6 years ago now, and fell in love with his operation there, and just like a couple good, really good teammates to have right there also to help out. And yeah, but Brady was one of the eligible drivers here and raised money for, like I always did. A lot of people donated through Venmo, PayPal, and I ended up with $2,243 to go to the highest finishing. Whoever was left standing of the Northwest contingent at the Chili Bowl here, and yeah, only one of those guys was going to get the money there. But Brand, you saw my post here. We were celebrating all of them. We were like, hey, these are our guys. We're cheering for all of them, promoting all of them. I interviewed all of them here and try to keep track of all of them there. And I try to find out each of them after each night there and say, hey, we're proud of you here. And for the third year in a row, Gary Taylor from Snohomish, Washington, picked up the Shayna Barnes Award. He made it to a C main.
Nice.
A couple other guys did really well. They had some bad luck fall their way. Jesse Schlotfeld ran the same night as Gary on Monday, and he was leading his heat race. Jesse Schlotfeld from Arlington, Washington, was leading his heat race, and he got passed on the last corner. Finished second there, and that killed him on the points. So they used the passing point system for their heat races and their qualifiers. Jesse made a qualifier there, but he missed as a result of losing those points there. He missed the invert, started further back. He held on for the heat race victory. I think he would have been in the main event there, and he could have ended up where Gary was perhaps. And Jesse, who, by the way, won multiple, for those who don't know of him here, won multiple sprint car races over the last few years, especially at Skagit Speedway, but he also won an ARC race this year, won at Cottage Grove in June during the fastest 5 days in motorsports, our Northwest swing from the NARC California Tour. The only driver not named James McFadden to win in that 5-race stretch, by the way. So that was a feather in Jesse's cap here. But Jesse looked really good on Saturday. He was in an F feature, passed some cars, won that, transferred to an E main, and he got up to fifth. He missed the transfer by one spot there. And I told Jesse, I want you here again next year. I think Jesse, that was his first time. He used to racing sprint cars, but his first time in an open midget. And he really got the hang of it there on Saturday. I want to see him come back. And then Chance Crum missed his transfer to the feature out of the B main by one spot on Thursday night there. Who knows what could have been happening to him in the feature. So he was stuck in an E feature on Saturday. Levi Klatt was going to run from British Columbia, was going to run some open midget races in November, but he broke his arm, so he couldn't race until Chili Bowl time here. And he held his own all right on his qualifying night on Friday. There, he was in a B main, missed the transfer by a few spots here, but he was looking really good in an F main. There, he unfortunately car blew up an engine there, a lot of smoke, couldn't see, and it's getting squirrely there. And Levi had nowhere to go and crashed into him here. But Levi said afterwards, like, if I had had those races in November here, I think I would have done really well here. So Gary might have a little bit of competition here. He's won for the third year in a row here. And by the way, really cool thing that Gary Taylor, I don't know if it's out of guilt for winning all that money for 3 years in a row now, but he had me take $100 and hand over $100 to each of the other 7 drivers who were eligible for that there, just as a nod to them for their efforts here. The Chili Bowl is a very expensive trip. There is maybe not a lot there, but hey, here's something to help out. Now is very sportsmanlike of Gary. Gary's a great guy, by the way, and that's something that Shayna would have been very proud of to see as well. And few of the guys and I, we talked, and Gary and I talked too. There, I mentioned it in the interview I did with him after he won the award here for Sean's podcast. We've joked a bit there. He seems up to it there about maybe putting a bounty on him for next year. We'll see if I'll raise my money like I usually do. Here, but we'll see if someone wants to sponsor like a $400 or $500 bonus there. If someone else beats Gary for the award, not only do they get that much, but they get that extra as well. It might be a little extra incentive for the Northwest guys the other Northwest guys to step up their game. And in fairness to Gary, he's been racing there for over 20 years now. He's got a lot of experience at the Chili Bowl there. He only races a few times a year. He He
Oh,
hails from Snohomish still. He always carries the flag of the Parade of States every year. There, but he lives in Indiana and works for Andretti Autosport here. And he was involved in a
oh, okay.
championship team there on the NXT. I think he said it was there. So
Yep.
he's very involved in racing, but he still represents Washington. Everybody, he races in the Chili Bowl and just knows that track so well. He's a three-time main event starter there. Like it's hard just to make the Saturday night main event. He's done it 3 times there.
Wow.
So that's a really
That's
fun
an
deal, and that's
accomplishment.
something that is an accomplishment there. Just to make the feature on Saturday night, there be one of those 24 cars out of close to 400 this year. You accomplish something there. But yeah, the Shayna Barnes Award here, just something fun. We're honoring a friend in the dirt sprint car and midget community there. She was a longtime girlfriend of JJ Hickle, as well.
Hmm.
JJ was there early in the week there. And he said that he really appreciated us doing this for Shayna and her family there, and just wait for all of us in the Northwest to cheer on our guys racing in
Right.
one of the most famous indoor race in the world here, and one of the most notoriously difficult to compete in here. And I look forward to doing that again. That's the first of the 2 awards that I do.
Yeah. And what was the so it's the second one. What's the other one? Is it that you were
Okay,
you
so the
helped?
second one, a little background on this one here. So last year's Chili Bowl, one of my Northwest guys, Joe Perry from Billings, Montana, he's a former Montana Sprint Car champion, and won a handful of races over the years with the ASCS Frontier Region, the 360 Dirt Sprint Car Series out there. Uh, he did not have a good qualifying night, and he was buried, deep on Saturday morning, and he went on a big soup run. He transferred 5 times, passed 34 or 35 cars, and yeah, I think it was an in main head he started, and he made it to an I feature, and he got into the last transfer spot there, but by his own admission, he got tired there, and he was struggling just to hold on, and he had been in the car 3 hours straight, and
Wow.
in his midget, a car that he doesn't normally. He usually runs sprint cars here, not midgets, and he got passed on the last corner for the last transfer spot, and that ended his run there. But had he transferred, it would have tied the Chili Bowl record for times transferring on Saturday.
Saturday.
And yeah, so by the way, he was in the car 3 hours straight here. So they do the twins of everything: twin N's, twin M's, twin L's, twin K's. Uh, so he transfers one year. The other half of whatever twin gets on the racetrack, but he goes right back into staging. If you're in F main, or say, for example, K main one, you transfer, you go back up to the ramp and you join the cars for J main one, while K main or two goes onto the racetrack. So you're going right back up into staging with whatever is in your line there. So you have no chance to rest here. So he was in the car for about 3 hours straight there, and he had the whole building cheering for him here. Uh, place is only about 15, maybe 20% full in the morning there, but the reason why a lot of folks come for the morning and midday races are for the soup runs. They call alphabet soup here, all the letters
Yeah.
here, and get everyone cheering from there. That's one of the things we enjoy about the morning and daytime races at Chili Bowl Saturday every year is seeing who can keep racing. Once you don't transfer, your Chili Bowl is over here, and each time he transferred there, everyone uh, was cheering there. Yeah, Stan saying 3 hours. Wow, yes, wow, and
Long time.
he got a big standing ovation there when he didn't transfer. His race was over, or his Chili Bowl was over. He had a standing ovation from a third full building there. The top row rallies were blowing their horns and everything. And I was up there in the seats behind turns 3 and 4, watching with the other Montana people I know there. Sitting right next to his wife Lauren, absolute sweetheart, by the way. Love her there at and a few of the other folks there. We were really pulling for him here, and Joe had all big Sky Country pulling from him, obviously, but some of them they kind of made that little quip there, like, you should give him half of that money that you raised for that Northwest bonus here. And I found myself really wishing that I had something that I could give him for that. There was nothing. I found out later on that, hey, there was a hard charger award they hand out every year, and he was acknowledged for that on stage this year for his hard charger performance last year. But I wish I had something to give him.
Right.
And because man, it's like you should get something for that
Oh
there.
yeah.
And yeah, and so I was thought about it over the next several months here. It's in the back of my mind. And meanwhile, I was involved with a little bit, to a small extent, an organization called the Big Al Kids and Motorsports Foundation here. And there's a gentleman named Al Scheider here, and he was known as Big Al to everyone. And he was former wish granter for Make a Wish, I believe, here. But uh, usually, Make a Wish, one wish, you're done. But he was involved with racing, for a big race fan. But you got families in racing with kids who are fighting serious health issues. And he started to start the Big Out Kids and Motorsports Foundation 15, 16, 17 years ago now. And this was despite his own failing health here. And he put together a whole bunch of kickball games. A lot of the racers took part in with those kids. I announced a couple of them at Dirt Cup here, emceeing those here, raising money for dream trips to the races for the kids here. Send Kellen Knowles to the Knoxville Nationals a long time ago, and Christopher Linder, who we're going to talk about here, sent him and his family to NASCAR weekend in Las Vegas. Other dream trips here, events at parties at indoor go-kart tracks. The guys would go, the race would go racing, but they would also hang out with the kids and just spend time with them. And Al sadly passed away a little over 10 years ago from his health issues there, but he did everything that he did for those kids despite his failing health here. And one of those kids he really looked after and was really, really tight with here was a young kid fan here named Christopher Linder. And he was born with spina bifida. They're like one of the most severe cases of spina bifida the doctors have ever seen. He was wheelchair bound. And you can see that he had all kinds of deformities, for lack of a better word here. But the kid was always in good spirits. And I can't remember all the details or how he stumbled upon racing here. But so his mother, Amy, there, who's a sweetheart, so he really enjoyed the races. So they took him to the sprint car races wherever. And he became a young super fan. Everyone knew Christopher here. And I met him when he was only 6 or 7 years old or something like that. And but yeah, he would only go to the races so often here because of his health there. But it was really tough for everyone when Al passed away. He and Al were so tight with each other. And then sadly, almost 3 years ago now, we lost Christopher. Christopher passed away. And that was really tough. I saw him at his home here just a few months before he passed away. And he was my little buddy there. And there that was tough here. And just I'm thinking about right now, and just yeah, it was hard. And I was thinking about Al and Christopher. They did a big Al Memorial race at Deming Speedway with a micro sprint event there, and junior sprint. So they put together a junior sprint car, and Dominic Carter, I think he drove it, got to drive it there. And Dominic Carter was another one of the kids who he's from Stanwood, Washington. He's another one of the kids that Big Al looked after. And 10 years later here, Dominic, just the other week, he was racing a micro sprint at the Tulsa Shootout there, which was a neat story in itself here. And I was just thinking about those two. They were like, there wasn't much out there for them now, especially for Big Al. It's been 10 years since he passed here. So I thought about it, and then I thought about some more. I actually sent a message once, then unsent the message. Like initial idea, like, no, that's not going to work here. So like, use your head a little bit here, Andrew. Here, I know there's emotions in it here, but you got to be smart about it too. And then I came up with the idea of honoring the outstanding performer strictly for the morning and midday race here. And I messaged Christopher's mother, Amy, with Big Al's mother, Cindy, there. And I included Sean Holbert in it here because Sean knew both of them very well as well there. And Sean, he helps organize our Chili Bowl trip every year.
Right.
And I formally asked for their permission here. I would like to establish Christopher's Outstanding Performance Award in memory of Big Al. Thumbs up, part of the title, name of the award there, because the thumbs up was part of their stick there with the foundation. That's why you see a lot of photos of Christopher with the thumbs up, and Al as well. And they said yes to it. They were very touched by it there. But the whole idea of this award here, I've said it a few times here leading up here. Yeah, Kyle Larson or Logan Seavey or this year Emerson Axum here, that big name or whoever won the Chili Bowl there. But hey, we saw that really cool thing that you did earlier in the day here, like all those cars that you passed here. You were buried so deep, you really had you could have said, "Oh yeah, our Chili are not worth going out there," but you go out there knowing you had no chance really of racing after the opening ceremonies that they do before the C features,
Right.
and but you go out there and drive your ass off, and they say, "Yeah, that sounds absolutely wonderful here." And the while the Shayna Barnes Award is strictly for the Northwest drivers, this award is open to the entire field here because it's fitting for Big Al and Christopher. Christopher, if you asked him who his favorite racer was, he said always said all of them
Right.
are his favorite racer. And Big Al, all his kickball games, other activities, he did a lot of stuff in the Northwest, but he did some other stuff out east too. There involved racers from all over the country. And some of the national touring series, when they come out to the Northwest, they're the national tour drivers from like ASCS would take part in this kickball game. So it was fitting for this award to be open to the entire field here. And with permission from Amy and Cindy, Christopher's and Big Al's mothers. There, we made the award retroactive to 2025. I managed to scoop up a little bit of money here, but awards from now on being handed out in Tulsa there. But with this being after the fact here, I took the opportunity to go to a race at Gallatin Speedway dirt track in Belgrade, Montana, ASCS Frontier Region event there. And during the intermission here, we brought Joe Perry up in front of the crowd there, and Joe said he really didn't realize just how many people from Montana were watching him race in the Chili Bowl that morning and afternoon, cheering for him there. I asked the crowd here, like, who was watching him, Joe Perry here, run a soup run here at the Chili Bowl here, and they all cheered for it there. And I took the opportunity to present him the inaugural Christopher's Outstanding Performance Award in memory of Big Al. In front of his home state fans there, and that was pretty neat there. It was pretty well very, very well received here. And now, starting with this one we just had here, everything's going to be handed out in Tulsa from now on. But as far as money raising efforts for that, there, Joe Perry paid it forward to start with here. He took $200 and started the pot for the 2026 award. And that was really nice. He did not have to do that there. Like, racing's expensive, but he just thought he wanted to pay it forward there, which was great of him. And then I get tips from shuttle driving once in a while there. I put a few $100 into that there that I surprisingly collected really quick here. But most of the funds for that award came from the families who were involved with or benefited from the Big Al Kids and Motorsports Foundation. Christopher's family, Big Al's family, they threw some money in. The Carter family, the Gibbs family, Johnny Gibbs there he had Johnny's Army there, but he was involved with the Big Al Foundation also as one of the kids that Big Al looked after. His dad threw some money in. And then at the Chili Bowl, Matt Ward, who was involved with ASCS National there, and he runs the Chili Bowl there. Brian Holbert, used to be the ASCS National announcer, announced at the Chili Bowl there. They took part in those kickball games whenever they came up to the Northwest, and they knew Big Al and Christopher here. They handed me some money and made it even $2,000 here, and so that was early Saturday, and then so this Saturday we're watching the morning and midday races here, and we have two drivers on soup runs here. I mentioned earlier, Perry came within one spot of tying the record of times transferring 6 times.
Wow.
We had two drivers on Saturday transfer 8 times here, and Darren Nida from Michigan here, and the Nida family was a big family for open wheel racing in the state of Michigan. They were involved with the old Sprints on Dirt group here back in the 80s. There, John Nida, I'm guessing his grandfather to Darren here. I might be wrong. I have to look that up. But the Nida name's a big name in Michigan, and he started in O feature, and he was in O feature 1, and he transferred into N feature 1, where young 16-year-old Mac Leopard from Ohio was in on the pole that, and he won that, and he transferred. Nida transferred with him, and over the next few hours, everyone as they came in there started watching these two guys transfer over in this very same race together, over and over and over again. And
Yeah.
Nida, his early races here, he had went to the work here. They thought there might have been something wrong with his car, so he left the track, got back on, tagged the back, and still drove back up to transfer again here. And that got a reaction out of the crowd. And the crowd, they know these guys are on super runs. They've transferred 3 or 4 times here, and they were saying on the PA, this is why people come for the morning and midday races here, is for these soup runs. And every time they started towards the back, they would pass cars, and once fans knew where they needed to get there, and when they got to those transfer spots there, the crowd they started applying, they go crazy there, and then race is over, they transfer, and fans get on their feet and start applauding there. And I'm one of those people there, like, yeah, keep going. Like, we want to see these guys keep racing here
all the way through,
and
right?
yeah. And so I messaged Brian Holberg here, like, yeah, Darren Nida and Mac Leopard here, they are the front runners for the Christopher's Outstanding Performance Award in memory of Big Al here. They are the standout guys right now. And Brian started talking about it. The award on the track PA. It's not on flow racing, it's on the track PA there. And all of a sudden, a couple people decided to hand him a little money here to go towards that. I go up there. He put me on the on the mic here, and I start talking about it there, and like, yeah, these are the two guys. It's gonna be one of these two guys here. And all of a sudden, I had more people handing money over there, and I couldn't get out of the announce table for a second. They have it set there. They're not in a booth there. They're exposed to all the noise and the dust and everything
Right.
inside here. But we had one gentleman actually hand over $1,000 there to add to it there, and it ended up being $3,430 that I had here. I started the day with $1,650 there, and then Matt Warp on behalf of the Chili Bowl handed $200. Brian Homer had 150, making even $2,000 here, and more money came there from the fans in there, which was amazing. They want to see these guys keep racing here, and they wanted them, whoever get the award, be rewarded for it.
Right.
Aaron Nida finally bowed out in his G feature, and G feature won. And he didn't win any of the races there, but he transferred by and he got a standing ovation from the crowd there. Like, he was well deserved. He raced 9 times. And Mac Leopard, he won 4 times along the way there. So he's raced 8 times there, transferred 8 times, and he won 4 races. I think only a few times did anybody win 2 or so there.
Right.
He won 4 times.
Yep.
In those first 8 races there. He made it to F feature 1, and he came up a few spots short in that one there. He races, but as you get further up there, the competition gets tougher and tougher. It goes from 6 transfers to 5 and eventually to 4, and it gets tougher there. But the fact that he went that far, he passed 73 cars total on those 9 races there, which was also a Chili Bowl record. JJ Yaley, that's a big name there, had the record before with 69 passes there. And
see, my only claim to fame is I was probably passed 73 times as a race car driver. I was on the other side.
Yeah. So so they each transferred 8 times here, but we said we gave the nod to Mac there, just for the fact that he won 4 races there and passed Chilbo record cars there. So he was there, not to take anything away from what Darren Nida did there. That was incredible just in his own right there. But Mac was the obvious choice there. If Knight had transferred another time or two there, despite not winning there'd be an argument for him. But Mac was winning races there along the way. He was not just getting to a transfer spot; he was winning races.
Right.
And I found him in the pit area afterwards there, and we did an interview for Sean's podcast, talked with him here, and met his mother. And super nice kid. And I was surprised here. He's so young. He looks so young there. He's only 16, and and we learned that he's got a USAC midget ride with CB Industries this coming season here. And just was very humble about it there. He's just like, wow, I got this here. And then I told him a little bit of the backstory of Christopher and Big Al there. And he realized the magnitude of it there, and also the cash is to help out there. And I told him also that with some of that cash help out with the racing expenses here, take mom to a nice dinner here, but keep mom happy here.
Gotta keep them
And
happy.
that went over extremely well. The gentleman who put in $1,000 here, I got a photo of him also. He deserved to be in that there. And I got his phone number. I sent him a photo of him with Mac there
Yeah.
for that award with that award there. It's like he deserved that there. And that was that went over really well. I was surprised that went over as well as it did here. Um, and since the fans are well aware of it now, they might be talking about it next year. We'll see
Yep.
what we can do for raising money at next year's Chili Bowl here. There, in addition, of course, the Shayna. I don't want to overshadow the Shayna Barnes Award either. There, that's a very important one for uh, those of us in the Northwest there. And yeah, that was very neat there, and very proud and honored and privileged to be the guy who put both of those awards together to honor some friends here who are no longer with us here, but also to support the racers and help a couple of racers out here.
Right. Right. Well, we're so popular. We have a surprise superstar guest, Andrew and Patrick, that has decided to slide into the Pit Stop
Hey,
podcast.
How's it going, guys?
The man himself, Patrick and Andrew, Brady Ransom. Brady, welcome home, right?
Oh, yep, back at it.
All right.
Can you hear me all right?
Tell us how it was, and then Patrick might ask you what you ate and stuff. But how was the big show? Andrew gave us the media side. What about from behind the wheel? And you scared the crap out of me in that heat race. Not you, just the other 19 cars that were flipping around you, it seemed like.
Right. Yeah, it was.
And congratulations. We're proud of you.
Thank you. It was a lot, to say the least. It was, I mean, from the moment we pulled up to that building, I'm just like sitting there in awe, like, holy crap, this is huge, and we are here. Like, it's really eye-opening to how big this sport has gotten and like where it is at now. And it was just crazy when I first got to the building and got to our trailer. I walk out of the trailer and I see Kyle Larson 3 pit stalls down from us, and I'm like, I never thought I would be saying that in a million years. Like,
right,
it's still sinking in as I speak, like the grade of that race. It's a lot.
That's probably even cooler than talking to Patrick and Andrew and Brent. We'll give Larson that little bit.
This is why I said here I was really impressed with this young man here. He saw the scope of it. I won't say he was intimidated by it here, but he knew what he was stepping into here, and he appreciated where he was there. And he had a great attitude about Brady. You had a great attitude about everything there. I really appreciate that they're talking with you on Sunday and on your prelim night there and then after you raced on Saturday there, when I gave you that $100 from Gary there, you seemed thrilled just to get that there. You had the right attitude about everything the whole week there. I was really proud of you to see that.
Yes, sir. I want to say, I can't say thank you enough to everybody and all the support that I've gotten from everybody. It truly means a lot. And like, I physically can't express how thankful and the gratitude I have for everybody. It's, yeah, like getting shaky just talking about it. Like, I'm still in disbelief that I was on the track. It was just the first practice session I went out, I'm sitting there and I see Christopher Bell just roll right past me, and it's like, we are here. And yeah.
You got some Chili Bowl questions, Patrick?
Yeah, well, first thing, Brady, like, understand, like, you belonged there. Okay, so yeah, Christopher Bell, yep, Kyle Larson, yep. Your name's on the list too, so don't think
Right.
that you didn't belong for a second there, okay?
Mhm.
But question for me, right, because I'm asphalt track guy.
Right.
When you roll in, did it feel like a racetrack, or were you like, yo, I'm in like a rodeo arena?
It wasn't a rodeo. It was more like F1. It felt like it wasn't. I mean, not to that extent, but like, it's really cool. When I got to talk with Jesse Love, he gave me some pointers. He's like, yeah, it can be intimidating, but it's still a race. Like, we're still in a building going in circles, so you just gotta keep that on your mind.
Did being inside like that throw you off at all?
Not necessarily, because I mean, I've done a bunch of the indoor kart stuff, so I got a little of that under my belt. But it's the kart stuff is nowhere near that level, but it's just that how giant that building is and how many people and cars, and it can very easily be overwhelming, and you just gotta remember, like, hey, it's still a racetrack. Like, we're still out here having fun for the most part. So
If you could go back to Sunday, Brady, or right when you guys first you're showing up there, before everything started, if there's one thing you could tell that Brady, what would you say to yourself?
really, one thing, crap, man, there's so much I could say. I guess just it can, like I said, it can be very easily overwhelming. And I mean, for as big as that event was, you really, when you're out on the track, you have no friends out there. So it's just, you really got to make your own gaps. And yeah, nobody's going to be willingly giving up their space or like moving out of the way for you. If they see you, you really got to push through and give it your all. That's basically what I would tell myself, is like, just if you see anything, any little thing, just try and take it, and don't patience. I mean, it can get you a ways, but it's really a matter of just not holding back. I mean, still holding back to some regard, but like just taking the opportunity when you have it. That would be my probably biggest thing that I would tell myself. So
Now, and I know, Carr had some issues, but before that, what was there a point where you were like, hey, you felt dialed in, like just super smooth butter?
yeah. I mean, getting used to the dirt was a little different, because the dirt compared to the asphalt, I mean, I'd say probably about the only similar thing is the word midget. I mean, yeah, so it's,
I like that.
you drive it with your throttle a lot more. You're a lot less of that and more that. And I mean, when I had that power steering go out, that really gave me a quick lesson on, hey, you should try driving it with your feet instead of doing that, because that'll just drive you more straight, honestly, than not. But yeah, it was, yeah. So I'm still like processing.
What was the what was the hardest part for you? Was it the track? Just knowing you're at the Chili Bowl? Was it this like nonstop schedule? Like, what was the hardest part for you?
Hardest part was, I mean, crap. it's
There's
different.
a lot. There's a lot there. Yeah.
A lot.
There's a
What about
lot
going?
to
I mean,
go back.
'cause I know me and probably
Mhm.
Patrick and Andrew Bull. I mean, Andrew was down there the whole time. You get there, you get the taste, and then you have to go back to school. You have to fly
Right,
all the way
yeah.
back to Boise, right?
Yeah, I was like, okay, I just got there, and then as soon as we basically got off the track, it's like, all right, back to the airport, and it's just a lot of back and forth and all that, and just trying to stay calm was the best way that I could get through that week. It's just, don't overthink it. And
Did you throw that around at school? I would have thrown that around at school. I would lunchtime cafeteria. I'd been like,
I
I got
asked
to
him
fly
about
back
that.
to the
What did
Chili
kids think
Bowl.
of you?
yeah, it was, I mean, I come back and there's a bunch of my close friends are asking like, man, how was it? And all that. And it was just,
Did
it's
they
cool to
watch?
say.
Because if nobody at school watched or not, I would totally be like, I was whooping on Kyle Larson there. I had to take it easy on the guy. I just
Yeah.
let the stories fly.
Yeah, I know a few of my buddies.
Go
What's
ahead.
that? Yeah,
Go
a
ahead.
few of my buddies, they were back home watching and getting messages from them. So I was definitely a little boost of confidence hearing from just everybody back home, like giving me status updates and let me know that they were watching. And like my family, especially, they all came over early in the morning for a breakfast. And that was that. As soon as we got on the video call with them, that was pretty cool to see. So it means a lot.
Yeah, your popularity go up at school a little bit over that?
I'm not sure. There's not, unfortunately, at where I go, there's not many people that are too aware of it. Because when I go up and I'm like, yeah, I raced midgets at the Chili Bowl, they're like, you race tiny people at a food thing? I'm like, no, you don't understand.
They're like, you bully,
I got that a lot too. Something with food here. So
Right? Yeah. They're like, what? But yeah, it's
Well,
once I explain to it, like a few of my teachers too, like in my auto class, once I he had heard of it, and I'm like, that was pretty cool. So
Well, and
Yeah,
understand there's people all Utah, Idaho, Washington. There's people all over the Northwest that were watching it, and I know a lot of people told you they're proud of you, right? So the finish matters less, like how you raced and the way that you held yourself, composed yourself throughout the week. You have gained popularity for yourself in the community, from how you spent the week there. So that's why I'm sure you heard a lot of people say we're proud of you, we're cheering you on, and there's more people than you know about. Even I'm in Utah, right? You had people down here in Utah that you might have never met before, but people that were cheering you on. I wanted to ask you, who's MVP of the team for that week for you? Like, was it mom? Was it dad? Was it somebody on the crew? A sponsor? So who's team MVP?
First and foremost, my parents. They got me there, and my dad, he was there and kept me in line, and he was the one that really initiated this and literally got me to the building. So they've definitely earned that. So.
Okay, so what did you? I got to ask, what did you eat the most? What was your favorite? Did you have a concession item that you liked the most? I need this information.
Okay, so Sue, Garland's wife, cooked us
say that
meals
again?
every night. Sue, Garland's wife, cooked us meals for every night and was ready and on it for every meal. And I gotta say, some of that we had, can't remember what night it was. It may have been Wednesday or Thursday, but she made like 30 pounds of stew for the whole crew. And man, that was the best stew I think I've ever had. But yeah, I mean, just definitely being there contributed. But yeah, that was probably the best thing I had all week, was just chowing down with the crew and in the trailer, just having a good time with everybody. So
did all the indoor, did that just add to it, the aroma?
Definitely, yeah. Just the methanol, the dust, everything, it's all part of it. And yeah, whether you like it or not, you gotta love it. So
yeah,
nothing
part
of
it.
You were there
without some dirt and rubber and methanol.
Right.
Go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah, you were there for Sunday practice there, Brady, there, and not a lot of people were there, but you come back Wednesday night there, and Thursday, that place is about packed full there. Just what'd you think of just racing in front of some ballpark of 5,000 people packed into the grandstand, then another 5,000 people, if not more, in the pit area? What'd you think of just racing in front of all those people there?
It's insane. Like, I mean, I know we get a pretty packed crowd out at Meridian, so that's, and Twin too. It's both tracks. It's cool to see, but it's just the amount of people there. I was sitting it was my main for the prelim night, and I was just sitting there on the track waiting to be bumped off, and I finally got to like look around, and I'm like, holy crap, just for a prelim night, like I don't see a gap in the stands. I mean, you can't let the pressure get to you, but it's like, it's cool to see all these people that came here to watch this, and yeah, just adds more to that meaning of how big it actually is. So
yeah, it's the guy who put together the Northwest Award. Like I was saying to Brant Patrick earlier, like only one of the guys was going to get the award money there and the plaque to take home here, but we were cheering on for all of you. They're like telling each and every one of you. I told you a couple times, they're like, I'm really proud of you just for taking this on at your age there with your asphalt background. But just watching there, I know dirt tracks, they are never the same one night to the next there, and they change throughout the evening here. They're with a few races under your belt now at the Chili Bowl here. What do you think if you're fortunate enough? I hope you do it again next year. But if you get the opportunity to do this next year here, what will you take with you as what you learned here on the track for 2027?
I can definitely pay more attention to the car now and how it responds rather than crap, what am I going to do? Yeah, just taking that knowledge from what I've learned from this last few weeks and just practicing on that and building on that. And since I understand kind of the basics of how they work again, it's definitely a big step, because I mean, all I was thinking about Saturday when I was flying in is like, I didn't really. I mean, I'd driven a car before out at Skyline, but that's about all I had really had was a little test on a go-kart track. So I'm like, how's it going to be here, and how's it going to be when I'm racing other people? That was one of the biggest things. But as soon as I got through that first heat race on my prelim day, that really took a lot of the nerves off me. And it's like, okay, I can exist around these people and turn laps around these people. So that definitely took a huge weight off my shoulders. So,
Well, hey Brady, like I said, we appreciated you and your dad coming on a couple weeks ago before you hit the road.
for sure.
Now that it's in the rear view mirror for now, we've got a race season just around the corner. You've already kicked yours off. Who do you want to thank one more time? Shout out, and because I know it was a big group that got you down to Tulsa.
Definitely. All right. So again, my mom and dad, first off, they're number one. So number one on the list, and just in everything for me. And they get me to not even just racing, just everything in life. And couldn't be where I'm at now without them. And my nana and papa, my grandma and gram, the Shaw family, their whole family, they were down in Tulsa too. And Rich and Karen and their whole family helped me stay in line. And then the Reisners, of course, Sue and Garland, they gave me the ride for Chili Bowl. So they're pretty high up on my on my list. And I also want to say thank you to YMC, Zamp Racing, Vet Box Containers, Sand and Air, BLG Dirty Sliders LLC, Paradigm Wealth Services. Let me see here. Dopey Devon Barbering and Race End Bullying, as we got to talk with them down in Tulsa. So it was pretty cool to see them and have a local connection. So,
Right. Okay. So getting ready for the summer season now, right?
yes, sir.
Ready to go. Okay. Well, tell Dad to get better.
Yeah, for sure.
He brought home the bug.
Yeah,
And
Tulsa flu.
Yep, the Tulsa flu. Andrew talked about it.
Enjoyable
but yeah.
too, yeah.
Yep. Again, we're very proud of you. That's cool. Now me and Andrew and Patrick can say we know Brady Ransom, right? We know that
Yep.
guy.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
know that kid.
Yep. And hey, Andrew, thanks for joining us tonight. Appreciate you coming on. We'll get you back on
Thank
later
you.
this
Thank you for
summer
having
and
me.
let me know what you got planned this summer. And Patrick and I'll get you back in here and we'll chat about some racing once the weather gets warm.
All right, thanks for having me on.
Thank you to you guys
All right.
for pitching in and let me blab on this. So.
Nope, you're good. Yep.
Oh, thank you.
Patrick, with your not with your permission, but just because we slipped Brady a little envelope before he left town to hopefully buy him something. So
Yes, definitely
we
helped.
appreciate that. So Andrew, Brady, thank you guys, and share the podcast. Go tell everybody subscribe to our channel, and we'll get ready for some racing here because spring's around the corner, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So Andrew Kunas and Brady Ransom, Patrick, superheroes. I love those guys. Andrew's awesome. Like I said, we're getting you up to Warpa, and it's a room full of us. It's a room full of announcers. We all just hang out and BS and learn a lot. And here's another group that was down there. Speaking of the Waters family, the Overturf photography crew went to the Chili Bowl and they forgot us. What the heck, Jerry and Mary?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
you
glad
were
they-
excited.
Yeah.
You were excited till you realized they didn't take us, right?
Yeah. They forgot. They probably didn't get the text. I sent my address.
Yeah, I
Chicken
mean,
on a stick.
I might have been sick that day. Yeah, chicken on a stick.
Like
Sounds good to
kebab?
me.
Was it a
I don't
whole
know.
chicken?
If it was a whole chicken, that's a lot of chicken on a stick. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know how they. I don't know.
Sure.
Some people call that rotisserie. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll give Jerry a second to tell us what that is. But yeah, cool deal. Andrew had a great seat, and I appreciate Andrew. He was keeping tabs with me all weekend long. I was probably bugging him, but like, how's the guys doing? What can we do? Big group of people at the beer barn at the Speedway. We all went in there on Friday and Saturday night, watched the Chili Bowl, and kind of the 2026 kickoff. Patrick, we're racing now. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we're in it, and I love it, man. We're, you and I are ready to get back to our respective tracks, get doing the thing that we love. So every chance that we get to kick it off, kind of as we'd say, for the season, it's great. This idea just popped in my head too. Next year, we got to have Natalie. We'll ask Natalie if she can be like our correspondent, because she's down there mixing with everybody. She's great with marketing, obviously good on camera. She sponsors our show anyway. So like maybe we send her with a mic, a wireless mic, and maybe she can do some live, do some stuff like that. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll pay her double what you and I. We'll pay her double what you and I make. No, we would have to find something for her. But speaking of Race in Bowling and the Waters family, we've got a great group of sponsors rolling across the bottom of the screen that are going to help us through 2026. If you guys want to be a part, you can help us. We get some microphones, we shoot some money, like we help the Ransoms, we help Bergener, we help. So if you want to be a part of the show, definitely help us out. We would love to have you, just like the Race Doing Bowling. You see them scrolling there under Patrick. Our good friends Jerry and Mary, we forgive you for not taking us to the Chili Bowl over turf photography. Performance Signs and Graphics. A few of the banners behind me are from Overturf. A few of them are from Performance Signs, so we appreciate them, along with Idaho CDL Training, Iron Body Fitness, and our newest member, Valley Property Management, has stepped up this year to help us both on the podcast and at Meridian Speedway. It's like a corn dog, but deep fried chicken.
That sounds good.
I think I'll talk to the powers that be. Maybe we can get some chicken on a stick at Meridian and Magic Valley in 2026. But before we move too far forward into local racing, which is just really around the corner, 1 week from tonight, Patrick, I have just got the text message. So we're going to do one a week from tonight. So hopefully Diana will let you join me and the promoter of the 2026 Open Wheel Showdown. Davey Hamilton Jr. is going to join us. He has a couple of cool announcements that they've made for the new show coming up in 2026. So DJ's going to hang out with us next Wednesday for a little bit and tell us what sprint car fans can expect just 10 months away.
I've just seen some stuff. I don't know if it's true or not, but some stuff I saw floating around. I'm like, man, it's obvious that every year he's just kicking it up another notch.
Yep. So we'll touch base with Davey Hamilton Jr. 1 week from tonight, and then we'll start turning our attention towards what's going on at Meridian and Magic Valley as we get closer and closer to the month of February and into car show, test and tune. The last 2 weekends in March, Meridian Speedway goes hot. We are just that far or that close. I will be at the Speedway or the Speed Tour banquet on Friday. Patrick's probably stuck in Utah.
Yeah, so Brent Cool at the Magic Valley banquet, he said, hey, you should come up. I went to work the following week, and my boss had already made the schedule and scheduled me to work that day. I can't really get it off, so yeah, can't swing this one.
Dang it, Patrick's boss. Do you want me to call him?
Call her.
Her? Oh, no. Nope. I am not pissing off another lady in my life. Nope. Sorry, Patrick. You're not coming.
Yeah.
Oh, so, well, cool, man. So, yeah, next Wednesday, Davey Hamilton Jr. is going to sit down with us. So get your questions for the 2026 Open Wheel Showdown ready. They opened up their RV camping spots, and they sold them out in a day. But he's got some other cool stuff we'll let DJ talk with us about. Big sprint car show. It's in November, but the way life goes, November's just around the corner, right?
That's true.
Okay. We'll take care of the family and get those colds out of the way because it's race season right around the corner. Don't want you guys sick.
I'm taking all the vitamins. I'll be ready for race season.
Okay. And then, so DJ Hamilton, and we're a couple weeks away. You already kind of know, but we've got another large supporter, sponsor, maybe venue to do the Pit Stop podcast from coming up. Can't quite say yet, but maybe that'll keep you guys subscribing to the channel. Some big things in the works for your dumb co-host here, hopefully. So
great things.
The way it goes. So for all of our sponsors, for Andrew, Brady Ransom, and Patrick, we appreciate you guys watching the show. Like, subscribe, share. We need, what's our goal? We need 100 subscribers before our next show. 100 more.
on the
On
YouTube
YouTube.
channel.
On YouTube.
So go to the YouTube channel, share it. Even if you watch it on the show on Facebook, just subscribe on YouTube so that we have the number.
Yes. So, and check them all out. I know Andrew does some work there with Sean and the Dirt podcast. Our good buddy Elijah and Randy Tolsma kicked off their brand new podcast
Yes.
today. So check out Elijah and Randy, and then before we go racing, we'll get those two guys back on ours to ask them about theirs so that we can all share all of our passions for racing. So Wednesday night in the books, man. It's almost the weekend.
Let's do it.
I got to fly to Denver Friday. It's supposed to be 6 degrees when I land.
Yikes.
I told my daughter, next time you invite me on a vacation, make sure it's somewhere warm, not 6 degrees in Denver. I mean, this.
Hopefully she picks you up with some hot cocoa or something.
She better. Either hot cocoa or Pendleton. One of the two.
Ready. Some Pendleton, yeah.
So, again, for Andrew, Brady, Patrick, and all the great sponsors that help us, we're ready for the 2026 season. The 2026 Open Wheel Showdown. First little tidbit with Davey Hamilton Jr. 1 week from tonight. So have a good week, Patrick. We'll catch you next Wednesday.
See ya.